Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Courty, Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, is the PC muscle race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
Hey, what's poppin'?
Also, back from illness
The dead.
is the mad pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov.
As a zombified version of my former self. Hello.
Stake through the brain. Also back is the one and only Courty Yikes. She's back.
Hi, guys.
And last but not least, our very special guest tonight. I've known this person for quite a while, since the Warp Whistle podcast, all the way back. Part of Secret Friends Unite, Secret Friends Unite co-op mode, and Holocron Chronicles is the one and only Mark Carabin.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, Mark, I'm glad this is happening. We had you on Nintendo Padlock a couple months ago, but you know,
Yep.
you're on
Awesome
the main
to be
stage
here.
now.
That's it. Awesome to be here. It's great.
Also repping the Jurassic Park shirt. I like it.
Yeah. Jurassic Park, not World. Had to go old school for this one.
I think out of all 6 movies, I think there's like 1.5 good movies.
Accurate.
That's kind of harsh.
Just a little, yeah.
The truth
But
hurts
accurate.
sometimes. LeRon.
Wait, that's definitely kind of harsh considering you do not have seen a lot of movies. That's pretty harsh.
I've seen all the Jurassic Park movies.
You've seen all the Jurassic Park movies, but like
Literally nothing else.
if Stephanie and I were to like start just calling out movies from like the top 50 or top 100 movies that people need to see before they die, which a good population of the United States has seen at least 70% of them, you would not know any
This
of
is
them.
a great topic, LeRon.
We've already had this topic.
All right, LeRon, name 10 movies, and I'll tell you if I've seen them.
Name 2. You see Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it was our first standard definition episode.
But that's because
Okay.
he had to force standard definition. Prior
Standard
to that,
definition. Okay.
he did not see Ghostbusters, and that was going to be my pick.
That's true.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. Well, go ahead and do your spiel real fast. I will because of course I'm bad with naming stuff right off the top of my head.
Titanic.
Yeah.
Jaws.
I've never seen
Jaws.
Titanic either, actually.
It's
You've never.
it's fine. You don't
I'm
need to see
not.
it.
I'm
Guess
not surprised,
what?
Corey.
2
I'm not
people
surprised
fall in
Corey
love, a
hasn't
boat
seen Jaws.
sinks, people
Yeah,
die.
I knew the ending. It was spoiled for me, so I just
Yeah.
skipped it.
I'm not
Star
surprised.
Wars.
I'm not surprised Corey hasn't seen Jaws because he's scared. He's scared of scary stuff.
I am. You are correct. What is
Someone
it?
say Star Wars. This could get me off the show right away.
He's
Look,
seen
okay.
Mark,
Star Wars.
I've
He's
seen Star Wars.
All of them?
Yes.
Yes, he's seen all of them.
I'm
He's seen all of
behind
them.
on
He's a-
Andor,
he's a
but
Star-
I have seen all of this. I have seen all of the Star Wars.
Yeah, he's a Star Wars nerd. Trust me.
I'm eagerly anticipating my lightsaber building. in
All
Have
right,
you
we'll,
seen-
we'll figure it out. I
3.5
feel like
weeks.
past.
Have you seen the Man from Uncle, the newer one, not the one from the 60s?
I've never even heard of that movie, so no. No, I haven't.
It was a
such
movie
a
that
good
it was a movie
movie.
that basically introduced us to Henry Cavill.
Oh,
Mhm.
well, sorry.
Such a good movie.
Okay, all right. Let's see.
You know what introduced me to Henry Cavill? Superman.
Total Recall, Schwarzenegger version.
No.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
No, I've never seen any of the Terminator movies. I lied. I saw the one without Arnold in it, which was it had the guy from Avatar in it.
Clearly doesn't.
Oh, Salvation. Okay, Salvation was okay.
That
I
one
know you
doesn't
see-
count.
I know you. It doesn't count.
Welcome to the show, Mark. Glad you're here.
That's great. I'm learning so much about you.
Edge of Tomorrow, Tom Cruise,
Nope.
Emily Blunt.
No.
That's a movie you have to see.
Big
That's
fan
a
of
movie you
Emily
have to
Blunt,
see.
though.
It's a sci-fi movie. You have to see it. Now I'm just being dumb. Blade.
I've seen Blade. I've seen all 3 Blades.
You've
By the
seen
way-
all
All
three.
three. All
You've
right.
seen all 3 Blades.
By the way, Ryan Reynolds is jacked in Blade 3. Just throwing
No,
that out
Ryan
there.
Ryan Reynolds was jacked in Amityville Horror. That's like he was nothing until like he did the Amityville Horror workout.
I mean, I think those movies came out around the same time. I want to say, maybe I made that up. I don't know anything. Anyways, before I look even dumber, if you want to support us, you can head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/BossRushNetwork, where you can support your favorite creators monthly, directly. We offer 2 tiers currently. The $1 tier where you get early access to most of our shows, and then the $5 tier, which makes you a Patreon producer. What does that mean? It means you get your name shouted out on this here program, right here, right now. So without further ado, our Patreon producers for this episode of the Boss Rush Podcast are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, my wife, Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell.
Did I hear a Mr. Austin Campbell?
You did.
That's
You did.
awesome.
Yeah.
I shouldn't gasp.
Oh no, she's dying again, everybody. Oh no.
Can a zombie die again? I guess I thought the shot to the brain.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
But gasping apparently works too.
Yeah.
It changes all of The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. Is that show still on? That show's ending soon, right?
Yeah,
Hopefully.
it's on the final. It's on the final season.
But then they just announced another spinoff.
Yeah, they did.
Hmm.
And
Anyways,
I checked out The Walking Dead a long time ago.
Anyways, I want to thank all of our Patreon producers. I want to thank all of our patrons. And I want to thank all of our free listeners. If you do listen for free, please leave us a 5-star rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, click the bell, like the video, share with your friends.
Ding-dong.
All those YouTube sayings.
Wait, we're actually live on YouTube right now?
No.
I thought we. You said that, and I thought we were.
No, the video still goes up on YouTube.
I know the video still goes up on YouTube, but I thought.
Catch up, LeRon. What are you doing?
No. Actually, no. We need to catch up.
We all need to catch up. It's been a week, okay?
Yeah.
It's been a week. Anyways, everybody doing all right? Everybody doing good? I know Wednesday's usually like the day where we're like, oh my gosh, it's finally Wednesday.
Hump day.
It's true. Also, real quick announcement. Courty's here because she's joining the Boss Rush family officially.
Woo!
She's going to be appearing on Nintendo Power Block a lot and helping me with some social media stuff and some
So a little bit of everything.
back end stuff. She'll probably be here a few times, so get used to seeing her face. She's going to be around for a while.
Yeah, y'all are
Maybe.
kind of stuck with me now, so.
Unless Ed scares her off, then well, Courty,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was nice knowing you.
Which that's a good possibility.
He don't scare me.
She's gonna be the Ed Wrangler.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'd love to see this.
Yeah,
That should go on a resume right there.
Yeah.
It should.
Yeah.
I would get jobs like nobody's business.
It's fair. It's fair. All right. So, is anybody playing anything cool, or do we just want to jump into topics? Because
I'm playing the same stuff. I'm playing the same stuff I've
hold
been
on,
playing.
Stephanie's going first because she had a huge gasp.
And I shouldn't have gasped again.
Now she's choking on her own spit or something. I don't know.
I'm playing a spoopy game and I regret it.
A spoopy game.
Severely.
What's the
Severely.
spoopy game?
It's called Ikai. Right here with the scary, creepy eyes behind the
Oh, it's one of those
Fascinating.
things.
Fear and
like it.
anxiety prevail. Yes, they did prevail over me yesterday. Spilled blood for an unholy ritual has opened the door to the deepest fears of a priestess in the shape of monsters, ghosts, and spirits. When all the gods have abandoned an old shrine, Naoko's only hope is to seal the evil with the last remaining drops of ink. So, I wanted to be cool like every other gamer in October and play a spoopy game. And for those that don't know me yet, Mark and Courty, I am a big wuss. I don't like scary games. I've only recently attempted to play maybe like 2 scary games in my life so far, Soma and The Medium. So this is number 3, and I told my boyfriend that he needs to be in the room with me when we play. I will not play this game by myself.
Play it by yourself with the lights off.
Yeah, exactly.
Headphones only.
No, I won't make her do headphones only, but yeah, lights off.
He made me turn the lights off. And he had like the backlighting be red because he says, oh, red for blood. I'm like, I hate you. So we go, we play. So here's the thing about Ikai, because it's made by PM Studios. It's a very small studio. So like keep that in mind. First of all, the voice acting really pulls me out of it. It's like almost got like a Barbie girl type voice in a horror game. Like, oh, I must pay homage to and say a prayer, and maybe this will go away. Or, oh my goodness, there's blood here. I'm like, all right, well, it's very hard for like, so that helped. Well, helped with the fear, but actually was very it was jarring for a horror game. The voice acting poop. So you start off, and you're, in Japanese movies and shows, those pieces of paper where there's calligraphy on it, and that's used to ward off evil spirits. You see them in a lot of anime and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what your character's doing, and then you gotta take out the laundry. So I had to go walk around the shrine to find laundry. When I finally found the laundry, I had to leave the shrine, and I had to do a freaking puzzle to get out of the shrine. Who has a lock that is a puzzle to get out of the house that you live in? Like, I had to move blocks around.
You've never played a Resident Evil game.
All right, well,
put the diamond in the tiger eye and turn his tail until it's counterclockwise
and wait for the music to play.
Yeah,
yep. That's a puzzle experience in Resident Evil, by the way.
I've played Resident Evil, LeRon. The first one.
Talking to Stephanie.
Only the first one.
Well,
No,
we know you play video games. You don't watch movies.
But I don't play scary games.
Have you seen Resident Evil?
No, he hasn't seen. Nope.
I do
Which
have
one?
Resident Evil 2 and 8 that I will be playing. That's also on my list.
The remake version of 2, or are you playing the classic?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, 2 is gonna scare the hell out of you. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I'm cheating. I watched a Let's Play of that.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you watch the Let's Play.
No, I know, but like at least I have an idea of like what I'm going into.
Because trust me, when they bring out Mr. X, like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you saw, what you looked at. Like,
oh no, the Mr. X thing, I will have anxiety.
Your anxiety is gonna be dialed up to 11.
No, so I'm on this way to the shrine, and you have to like, I don't know. It's like this really long path, and you need to figure out how to get to the river to do your laundry. And then all of a sudden you see blood on the trees. I'm like, okay, so things are starting to ramp up. And then you get to the river and you see a knife there. And you're like, oh, what's this? And you pick up the knife, and then all of a sudden something happens to you. And then apparently your character now knows all of a sudden that some evil has been unleashed, and it's her responsibility to go back to the shrine and protect the shrine. I don't know how she just magically just realized this happened. So, okay, we're going back. And then first thing, jump scares. This big ass scary face just like drops out of the sky, thud right in front of me. And I scream, I throw the controller, and I'm like, fucking motherfucker. And my son is like in the next room, like kind of sleeping. And my boyfriend's like, quiet. And I kept walking, and the thing comes thud in front of me again. And I just threw the controller at him. I'm like, I'm done. You play. And he's a PC gamer, so he hasn't held a gamepad since like the Sega days. So
he's a keyboard mouse gamer.
Oh, and he was like, how do I walk? And he was walking so slowly. Like, so basically we're taking turns handing the controllers to one another. By the time you get to the shrine, you meet like your first like demon thing. And again, so basically this game relies on jump scares to be scary. So that's all it is. It's just all jump scares. Guess what Steph doesn't like?
Jump scares.
Because at one point, that witch, like if you take too long to draw the thing to seal her away, she just goes in your camera out of nowhere. And that I kicked my boyfriend in the chest several times.
Oh my God.
What did I do? I'm like, I'm scared. I'm so done. I can't do this anymore.
Oh my God.
So we stopped after sealing the first Demonoid, and I'm like, I am done. I don't think I can sleep tonight. Thank you very much. So it's not a great horror game, like if I take a step back and look at it, but I'm still scared because I'm a wuss, and that's what I was playing. Oh, and I wrote credits on Kirby.
Hey.
Oh, good.
Man, spooky games.
Was Kirby worth it?
It was, actually. I am very, very glad I went back and played it. Like the end,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say like, oh, it's such a surprise, because Kirby is not the game that you go to for really deep storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
But for a Kirby game, it actually was pretty cool. Like I got to learn why it's the Forgotten Land, how it became like why, because it was weird for me. Like, why is a Kirby game in like a post-apocalyptic setting? It's kind of weird, but they explain it. I'm like, whoa, this is pretty deep for a Kirby game. And like I said, not the biggest Kirby fan, but out of all the things Kirby related, they did this one right, and I do commend Nintendo. They did a really great job with Forgotten Land. I do think it's a great game.
Cool. Well, Mark, are you playing anything cool?
I finally started Deathloop now that it's on Game Pass, so super happy to be getting into that one. I know, a ton of people have played it on PlayStation and whatever, but for me, I'm mainly an Xbox guy, so I've been playing over there. It's been great.
Cool. Is it?
And then I've been I finally downloaded. I finally got. We were talking about it before we started, but Monster Hunter Rise. My brother convinced me to get that one. So we got hit pretty hard with Hurricane Fiona a few weeks ago, and lost power for a week at my house. So I stayed with my everyone stayed with my parents, which was fun to have everyone in the house, and a 2-year-old, and my wife and my brother was there, and my brother had luckily they had a generator and then got power back very quickly. So my brother was playing Monster Hunter on a Switch, and I just kept watching him and like tried out the demo and just kind of got hooked. And yeah, here we are, Monster Hunter. And there's so much to do in that game, and I've been trying to do it, but also been playing Pokemon Diamond a lot, which has been taking me out of like all of these other games for some stupid reason, like a Splatoon, Monster Hunter, Deathloop. Like I've got games that I need, and I'm like chasing. Like I already beat Pokemon Diamond. I'm completing the Sinnoh Dex, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll be best friends with the what's that little stupid bell thing that you got to be friends with, and then Chingling or something like that, and like you have to get your friendship level up on some of these Pokemon and stuff. And it's like, why am I doing this? I've done everything I need to do in this game, and I can't stop playing the stupid thing. And I'm like, I should go kill a monster, and instead I'm making best friends with my monsters. And it doesn't make sense, but that's where I'm at.
Real quick, Mark, I forgot to mention what I was playing too, was a lot of Splatoon, because I got Splatoon 3 for my son for his birthday. So unfortunately, it's just been single player campaign, but I assume it was Splatoon 3 you were talking about?
Correct.
Are you doing the single player campaign, or are you just doing like the turf wars and stuff?
I've done 2 or 3 islands in the single player campaign, and mostly turf war stuff. I still have not played a single match of Salmon Run, which I really enjoyed it on Splatoon 2, even though it was only available like every third Thursday of the month from 3:03 a.m. to 3:17 a.m. Because why not? So this time, at least it's available all the time. I just haven't had time because Pokemon.
Yeah, of course. No,
exactly.
I really like the single player campaign. I'm a little surprised. So
yeah. Did you play Octo Expansion on Splatoon 2? Did you get into Splatoon 2?
This is my first time playing a Splatoon game. So
okay.
I actually thank my son for getting me into Splatoon.
Yes.
I got him the yellow Inkling amiibo. I pre-ordered that for him, and I got the Screaming Small Fry for me.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I used to do a Splatoon podcast with Bobby Pauls, the Nintendo guru. Rest in peace, Bobby. But so we this one's been weird for me because every time I play it, I think of Bobby and I get sad. But it also makes me happy to think of like how much he would have enjoyed Splatoon 3. So playing Splatoon 3 has been very bittersweet for me and very weird emotionally, which I didn't ever expect to say for a Splatoon game because they're so like goofy and weird and stuff. But yeah, it's been different. So I kind of like I'll duck in and out, or like someone will kind of invite me to play, and that'll snap me out of like not playing Splatoon for a little bit. So it's been really weird, but I've loved Splatoon since it launched. It's a great franchise. So I'm happy to hear yourself, and I've talked to a bunch of people like this is my first Splatoon. I'm finally getting into it. So it's really cool to see people jumping in. So
it's
awesome.
Funny. It's funny what happens when a good franchise is on a console that people actually own.
Yeah.
You know, like Splatoon was great on the Wii U, but nobody played it because nobody owned one. So,
correct.
Man, that's cool. I can't wait till my kids are like old enough to start playing games, because that's probably one that I could see them enjoying.
Yeah, well, man, probably too young, but I had my 2-year-old playing the Paw Patrol Grand Prix racing game on that's on Game Pass, because there's just an auto race mode. So it just like it basically just finishes the race itself. But like he sat there with the controller, he was holding in the A button, he wiggled the joystick a couple of times and then crossed the finish line, and I just threw my hands up in the air and he threw his hands up in the air and the controller went flying, but like we danced around and stuff. It was awesome. So Outright Games is pretty amazing. I sent them a message and just like, thank you for this. This is fantastic. And like a little picture of him just like celebrating and stuff. So
that's
really,
awesome.
really cool. Probably too young to be playing games, but he loves Paw Patrol. So what are you going to do?
Never too young. That's what
Yeah,
I say.
all you have to do is do what I do and just unplug the second controller. They'll do it to this day.
Look, you say that, but so my nephews were over a couple weekends ago, and my son, we handed him an Xbox controller with no batteries in it, and we were all playing Smash, and like he knows that the Xbox controller lights up when you turn it on, and he looked at
no.
He's 18 months old. He looked at me. He's like, he like showed me the controller. He's like, he did like, one of these. Like, why isn't this turning on? You're trying to trick me. I know what you're doing. So
the first words are WTF.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we all proceeded to make fun of my other nephew who he wanted to play Fortnite, so we let him. And my younger nephew was playing Switch, but he wanted to play Fortnite, and he's like, I'm gonna sweat. I'm like, dude, we don't say that here, okay? No. I was like, if you're gonna sweat, go home.
Go put deodorant on before you start sweating, please.
Yeah. Here's some antiperspirant. Let's
Yeah.
put the game down.
It was cool though, because like I have a lot of the skins because I'm an adult and have money, and he's like, oh, you have the Halo skin, you have the Destiny skins, you have the Marvel skins. I'm like, yeah. He's like, do you ever use them? I'm like, no, because I never play Fortnite. I literally just
23. I'm with you.
I just keep it installed so I can look at the cool skins and then turn it off and play something else. Because I don't know, man. Fortnite. I gotta tell you, gotta hand it to that game. It's it does some really interesting things that just watching him play. It's just like, it's unbelievable what that game offers. I like some of the stuff I had no idea. Everybody just thinks it's a battle royale where you build stuff and 9-year-olds screaming, but I'm like, that was literally Call of Duty like 10 years ago. Well, probably still is, let's be honest. But I don't know, man. The way, like the things he was doing and playing and building, not building, and he probably played for like an hour and a half and he won 9 times.
Wow.
I was like, man. He's like, you should 1v1 me. I'm like, I'll crush you. And secretly inside, I was like, oh my God, I'm not doing this. I will lose.
Yeah, no.
And he will never let me let it go.
I don't know where the trigger button is.
Yeah. But you playing anything else, Mark? You watching anything? Doing anything else?
No, not really. I mean, Fortnite perpetually a little bit, just dropping in here and there. But no, that's been it. I have been playing a few different things on Quest, but nothing specific that is worth talking about. I just been like bopping in and out of like darts and bowling and weird things, or like watching The Boys on a massive like theater screen kind of thing. Like
That's sick.
Just weird things. Yeah.
Pretty
No
soon.
Beat Saber?
What was that?
No Beat Saber?
Oh yeah, always Beat Saber.
Always Beat Saber.
The new Lizzo pack is
Yes.
amazing. Are you kidding me? Like
Yeah.
I closed all my exercise rings on my Apple Watch last week just thanks to Lizzo. Like, not even gonna lie, that was 100% thank you Lizzo and Beat Saber. Like, it was.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, perfect week.
After I saw the trailer for it, I was like, oh god, I'm gonna go negative this week. And then like I purchased it as soon as it was like, all right, we're dropping it now. Like, download, let's go.
Yeah, my wife came in to the living room, and I kind of was cognizant that she was somewhere in the house, but like didn't really care, and I was just like crushing it to juice, and she was just like, "What is this?" And like she could hear the music, and she's like, "Is that Lizzo? What are you doing?" And like some of the songs are actually like set up so you kind of like wiggle and sway a little bit, like movie booty. So you're not just like swinging lightsabers around, like lightsaber kid. It's a little bit more like you're trying to dodge things, but you kind of like you got to move at the same time. So yeah, it gets you. It's good. I love Beat Saber though. It's great.
Oh yeah. 10 out of
Awesome.
10 would recommend. That should be everyone's first purchase on the Quest.
It comes with it now, right?
I think so. I think it does. One of these
It's
headsets
what?
does.
It comes with the Quest 2, I believe. After they did the price increase, they're like, well, you're paying more for the headset, but here's Beat Saber.
Yeah.
So it's not the worst.
I mean, let's be honest.
Pretty
Anybody who buys a headset's probably buying Beat Saber first anyway. So might as well just give it to
Yeah,
you.
pretty much.
Yeah, Beat Saber and Vader Immortal. I bought them at the same time, so that was my first 2 purchase on Quest 2.
Nice. All right. Well, Courty, I guess we're moving on to you. You playing anything fun? Cool.
I mean, recently I've been playing Bears and Breakfast. I've been kind of tired of Stardew Valley. It's kind of like, same missions. I've been in it for like 3 years now. I'm like, okay, do I restart? What do I need to do now? Like, I'm kind of done with it. But the Bears and Breakfast, it kind of brought back that kind of like the beginning of Stardew, where like you're collecting things to make food, you're collecting things to just kind of craft. Yeah, that's all I got for it. I've just been crafting and I've been making food, but I love
That
it.
sounds
I
like
get
such
lost
a
in
quaint
it.
game.
It's really good. I think it's only on the Switch, but it's really good. Really, really good.
Great platform for it.
Yeah. All those cozy little gamers and whatnot.
It's true. Cozy
Yeah.
gamers. That's
Cozy.
what I say when I play Destiny. I'm just a cozy gamer.
Shooting people, but it's super cozy for me.
You're not shooting people. You're shooting aliens and time traveling robots. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently it is on Steam as well. I am unfamiliar with this game, so I just Googled it.
Nice.
It looks delightful.
Right?
Don't you just
It's
run
super
a bed and
cute.
breakfast as a bear? Isn't that the?
It's pretty awesome.
Oh man, this is
All right, so you guys want to hear something?
No,
Hear something crazy that I'm. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Way to ruin it, Corey.
I know. I'm a ruiner.
All right, so I just got my notification that my monthly Humble Choice has come in, and guess what game is in here?
What game is it?
What?
Deathloop. So
No way.
I think we're gonna see this drastic problem happening now with all these studios that Microsoft has recently acquired and stuff like that. We're gonna see a lot of their games showing up for free because look at the Assassin's Creed drop. That's Ubisoft, but But yeah, like because I just noticed that we're getting more Assassin's Creed games on PlayStation Plus in the middle of the month, so like that. But Deathloop is a very interesting one here because like I mean, 1 year PlayStation exclusivity because of like the original contract, before like the acquisition and stuff like that. Then like the year contract is up and it's now free on Game Pass, but on the same day that it goes live on Game Pass, it's also free for PlayStation Plus if you have extra and premium. And now it's in the humble choice for the monthly subscription. So I think we're going to see a trend here because I've noticed these trends before. If I pull up Game Pass real fast.
So while you're looking that up, is that just kind of a thing where it says it pays to wait? Then, like eventually it'll come out free somewhere.
I'm feeling like it in all honesty because you've definitely had some bad luck with that. Where like a game you really want, like you wait till the last. Well, you don't even wait till the last minute to purchase it, but because there was one game like you bought it and 2 months later it was coming to Game Pass, and I was like, oh my god, that sucks, And it was more than one game. Like it was a few games. Yeah, because I mean, Death's Door is now on Game Pass, and that was a game that like everybody was raving about, and I guess they're like, well, look, we got everybody that was going to buy it to buy it, so here we'll give it away now.
Well, that was
1 day short of the return on Death's Door.
Oh,
it was literally announced for Game Pass the day after I couldn't return it anymore.
Oh,
wow.
Of course.
Yeah,
so I feel that shit luck.
Yeah, I'm trying to go through the list because I know there's other games on like I'm looking through Game Pass right now. Shoot, it's gonna be hard. I need to start keeping a list of the games that I run a PlayStation and Xbox show. I should keep track of these games better.
That's what happens when you don't use a controller to play your games, LeRon.
Yeah, because what?
I don't know.
What? Hold on. I played 98% of my games on PC with a controller. I suck at keyboard and mouse, which is funny because I bet you if I started playing keyboard and mouse, I'd probably start owning people, especially in like the shooter games.
I like how you agreed for a second and then like completely blue screened. That was awesome to watch on your face. That was just like,
yeah.
What?
Oh man, that was awesome.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like this might be a trend. Like I mean, like it because I think this is how. Honestly, I think this is how everybody wins in this case because like nobody. There's when Call of Duty happens when Call of Duty starts happening, like early on Xbox. Of course, there's going to be an infiltration of people buying Xboxes and stuff like that. But I think this is how they're going to appease the masses because like people are going to be pissed.
I don't think anybody's even going to care. I think Xbox players are going to be excited that they're like, oh, it's on Game Pass now, and then PlayStation players will be like, oh darn, it's on Game Pass. I guess I'll buy it, and that's how 95% of the audience is going to be.
Well, no, like if we looked in the past few months though, like games that hit Game Pass are also hitting PlayStation Plus, or vice versa. Games hit PlayStation Plus are hitting Game Pass. One of them gets it first for like at the best 2 weeks to a month, and then all of a sudden it's on the other premium service.
Yeah, but I think this is different though now that Xbox is going to own Activision and Blizzard, right? I mean, Deathloop and Tokyo or Ghostwire Tokyo are two kind of weird anomalies, right? Because that acquisition happened before those games were released. But, yeah, I don't know.
So, are they going to own Activision and Blizzard?
Yeah,
it's a foregone conclusion. I mean, Sony is pulling out some pretty impressive tricks here in the court system, but and
then Microsoft builds a whole website to tell you why it's a good idea for them to buy them.
I just love how it's like Sony puts out a thing like, Call of Duty having exclusives on Xbox is going to make people go away from PlayStation, and that's not fair. And then literally in the same breath, they're like, guess what? This year's Call of Duty, you can get this skin exclusively on PlayStation and this map exclusively on PlayStation. And for that's Hogwarts Legacy, they're like, here's a PlayStation exclusive thing. And then, and they're saying the that message at the same time, and it's
it's just
Hey,
their way
guys.
it's their way of trying to retain of having gamer retention. It's really what it is, you know.
I feel like, no offense to Microsoft, but I feel like they're just too far behind now in terms of like sales I mean, we've talked about it before. Their strategy has just shifted so vastly away from having a box in your living room now, right? With cloud gaming and PC and, you know,
But hold on, isn't cloud gaming still not that strong though?
it's not,
Am
but
I right on that?
dude, they're putting all their eggs in that basket, it feels like. And like, I mean, even
has it gotten better since the launch?
I think it's
Yes.
gotten better, but it's definitely not like hold on.
Because
Everybody hold on to something. I mean, it's nowhere near the levels of like Google Stadia's streaming tech, right? Like, I mean, Stadia's tech was like super impressive.
and look where Stadia's at.
I know, but that's because they don't have another option. Like Xbox has the local download option. They have the PC or box in your living room option, right? And now it looks like Phil Spencer's teasing that little what is it, the Project Keystone, that little streaming box. Was in an interview the other day.
But it's still a streaming box though. Like
it is, but I mean,
it's still not physical or digital media on a dedicated.
You're right.
On a dedicated hard drive.
I'm just saying Microsoft's strategy is to allow their games to be played anywhere by anyone with a screen in front of them. It doesn't matter if it's cloud, if it's a local download, if it's a disc.
Maybe they're jumping onto another curve, like something that's like next generational thing, and they're like, oh, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do all this because people are going to want to do this at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not like shitting on any of that.
No, I know. I'm just saying like their whole like thing, because Xbox came out and said that even if they acquire Activision Blizzard, they're still going to be in third place behind Nintendo and PlayStation, and like that's true in terms of hardware sales, but like that's not their strategy anymore. I mean, it's just not. You know, they could develop the best box in the world, right? And it's an option, right? They're just trying to give people options, and that's like you can play Call of Duty on your phone now, right? Well, I guess technically you could, but you know what I mean. Like
you already play Call of Duty on your phone.
Well, okay, that was a terrible example, okay, but the idea is there where like, instead of buying a $500 box and a $70 controller and a really nice TV, you could buy one of these Backbone controllers for like $60 or $70 and hook it onto your phone with a $10 Game Pass subscription and be like, I'm good to go. You know, not every gamer's going to be like that, right? But
maybe I'm just being the preachy tech guy here. But I mean, like, you know, like if you want to promote like cloud, like it's gotta be better than what's on the PS5. It's got to be better than what Stadia did.
It is better.
It
is better than PS5. It's just not as good as Stadia. And at least in my area, I don't know. I mean, I have fiber internet. I have great connections and everything, right? Like,
yeah,
it's just it's good for games like, I would say, like Gears Tactics, Tetris Effect, you know, turn-based RPGs. If you're trying to play Halo or Destiny on this thing, not a great idea, you know. So
I've had similar experiences.
Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. But I just think PlayStation, in terms of like the mind share and everything, is just so much further ahead than Xbox would dream to be at this point. Even though like Xbox, we had this discussion on an expansion pass episode the other day where like what Microsoft is doing is what everybody else should be doing, because Nintendo and Sony have the IP that people care about, right? The backwards compatibility, the up-resing stuff, the frame rate increases, the, you know, fixing the code to make it work better on a modern hardware, right? Where like all that on Xbox is great, but no offense, I don't care about brute force, you know?
Wait, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Brute Force was a original Xbox game that they published.
Okay.
It was like it was a third person shooter. It was kind of like a precursor to Gears, but
okay. It didn't sound familiar.
Yeah, I don't care about Azuric, you know. So it just sucks that the company that's doing the best work on this preservation and making sure your old games work on newer hardware is the company that most people don't care about unless it's Halo or Gears or Fable, right?
Well, the one thing I will say, because like Microsoft has abandoned a lot of shit, over the decades and stuff, but they're sticking with Xbox, so like that's a testament to like they're trying to keep something going here and stuff like that. So I will give that to them, because I mean, like we look at like the Zune, the Windows Phone, a whole bunch of all this Windows proprietary
stuff. The Zune was a great device.
Oh, the Zune was a great device, but they abandoned it like 3 years later?
I don't know. I have my Halo 3 one downstairs.
They dropped. Well, let's put it this way: they dropped it faster than Sony dropped the Vita.
I mean, that's true. Also, like speaking of Microsoft things that they dropped, like Mixer, it was way better than Twitch too, and they just totally.
Oh yeah, I agree. Even though I never used Mixer, I've seen and heard a lot about the Mixer experience, and I can say for sure because I've abandoned Twitch for the most part. I'm not on Twitch.
Well, don't worry. In 3 weeks, we're gonna have a former Mixer partner on the show. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun.
So. Just a little tease for everybody out there. I actually met her when we were streaming on Mixer.
3 weeks.
Oh, hey Stephanie, Sifu's coming to Switch.
Yes, and I'm still waiting for an update on the it's not called a collector's edition, but there is a collector's edition where it comes with a little statue and the pendant, and like that's what I want. Because I own Sifu on PlayStation.
At this point in time, I don't think that's coming.
What?
It's way too late for that now. Like, they missed the mark on that.
I know, like it did make me think that, because I'm like, man, like why haven't they put a pre-order link or anything to it yet? So my question is like, is it? I haven't seen that happen, but maybe it's because I've only started paying attention to collector's editions. Does that tend to happen often, where they just, oops, I guess we're not doing it?
No, well, you know what? Wait, this is Slow Clap that did this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Who published it? Courty, you usually have the answer to this.
Who published what?
Who published Sifu? Usually have that answer.
Was it not self-published, the digital version?
Sifu.
All right, hold on, looking it up.
Let's see.
I should know. It got published by. Is it Slow
Yeah,
Clap?
yeah, they did publish it. Okay,
and
so
Microids, which reminds me of hemorrhoids.
Microids is doing the physical, I think.
Okay,
but...
so that's who we need to pay attention to. The game came out February of 2022.
There are two instances of special editions that I know did not come out after they were announced. One was the Batman Arkham Knight with the Batmobile replica.
Oh yeah,
yes,
I remember that one.
And then they just couldn't get the quality up, so they canceled those, or they downgraded it to the one of just the Batman statue. And then the Aliens Colonial Marines collector's edition, they did do a print run for Xbox 360 and PS3, but they never released the Wii U one, and it was already announced. Most probably because like the Wii U didn't sell anything. But yeah, those were like the two instances.
The physical copies are available for pre-order or order. I just at this point dates don't mean anything to me anymore for PlayStation. Like there are. Well, yeah, it's already available. There are physical copies of Sifu for PlayStation. So I'm like, how can they not have this? Because I'm not going to buy it digitally again for Switch. If I want to play it again, I'll hop on to my PlayStation and play it.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to get the cool statue with the little thingies.
I hear you. I hear you.
That's all.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you'll be able to buy it on eBay in about 3 months for quadruple the price.
Nope.
Yeah, well, I'm just the gaming curmudgeon, and it's one of those situations where it's like, as much as I love Dead Space, I'm not spending $275 for that collector's edition.
I mean, I get it. There's a wearable helmet that lights up, but that is expensive.
I don't know. The Mass Effect one was pretty cool, though.
I have questions about that helmet because remember those Master Chief helmets? Not everybody can get those in their heads, and it was supposed to be wearable.
You can put them on a cat.
You piss a cat off. Wait, you did that to your cat, didn't you? The cat that you dislike, you did that, didn't you?
Hey, we have to be nice to her now. She was dying, and now she's coming back to life. So, look, we were all ready to like dig a hole in the backyard and throw her in. Okay, and then magically, turns out when you give animals medicine, they get better. So.
And this isn't when the cat wore the mask, is it? Or
no?
Okay.
Mm-mm. No, but they do make Master Chief motorcycle helmets that are fully wearable and protectable, apparently, because they're motorcycle helmets.
So I just saw a tweet from Pix and Love Games. So Pix and Love _games. Sifu's going to have a very limited edition, 300 copies, redemption edition.
300?
Yeah. Certificate signed by the devs, comes with the statue, and pre-orders go up tomorrow.
There you go, Stephanie. There you go.
Wait.
Stephanie's like, hold on, I got to write this down.
Send me the link to that.
All right.
Thank you. You're the best.
Hold on, but wait. Is this just like a Canadian thing? Or is this
Canadian thing?
Well,
Look, I don't think so.
Mark, I don't want this to sound terrible, but Mark's not an American, so I just want to make sure.
This is factual, but I think this is real. I'm trying to drop the link, but it's
not that I'm trying to like stick a knife in
Oh.
your heart and twist it there, Stephanie. But
Too late.
Too
late. Yeah, thank you. Oh my goodness. Like, I actually had this conversation with Story when we recorded a Patreon episode for EXP Cast, and the topic was collector's editions, because I feel like everything's got a collector's edition now. Like almost everything. Some are totally worth it. Some are cool, but might not be worth the price. So we just had that conversation, and I checked my bank statement the last couple months, and I think I kind of overdid it. So now I'm just, I'm focusing on the certain things in a collector's edition, thank you, that I care about. And one of the things that I care about are anything signed by devs. That's what means the most to me, next to like an art book or a soundtrack. I love anything signed by the devs. Thank you.
Good luck.
She's so excited. Oh man. Well, who has a good topic besides collector's editions that we can talk about? Unless we want to talk about collector's editions. Unless somebody has a favorite collector's edition they want to talk about.
I don't have a collector's edition, but I forgot to do show and tell. Can I show and tell something?
I guess we have time.
Do it.
This is for the guests, not for you jerk. Look at this. I got my Majora's Mask.
Ooh.
That's so cool.
Oh, is that the one you ordered on
Where is
Etsy?
that from?
Yeah, hand painted from Etsy, yeah. Or spray paint, whatever. But it was like when I opened it, I could still smell the paint. So like this is legit.
That is fantastic.
Like not cheap at all. And I didn't order like the mask version, like an actual wearable mask version, but it's big enough to cover my face. So for Halloween, because my son's going to be Link for the 3rd year in a row, I'm going to be Skull Kid. Because last year I was Fee. The year before I was Zelda, so I'm like, I gotta step it up. So I just wanted to share that. And can I just tell you something? I posted a picture of this on Nintendo Over 30 on Facebook, and I was shocked at the replies. One was, I've never played Metroid before. And then
I would have left the server right there.
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh, this is already a toxic. It's already a toxic place for me. I'm
like,
done.
Metroid? So
Yeah, you didn't know that you could wear that mask in Metroid?
Yeah, you
That's
gotta
what
use the amiibo for it.
I actually deleted the post because like I can't handle this stupid. I just can't. I can't.
That's phenomenal. Is it real wood? What's it made out of?
It is real wood.
What?
Yeah,
That is so nice.
That's amazing. I kind of want one now.
Wow.
All
Yeah,
right, sorry,
me
I didn't
too.
but no, I didn't mean to make a topic out of that. I just wanted to show it.
Oh no, it's perfect. 10 out of 10.
Fantastic. I have a question for you guys. Not special edition related. We can stick on that if you want to for a little bit. But
Oh no! Please take us away from that topic.
LeRon will just get sad about some Monster Hunter Collector's Edition he didn't get or something.
Actually, No, actually, honestly, like I haven't regretted any Monster Hunter thing that I passed up. Not a lot of Monster Hunter collector's editions things happen. Like it's happened more and more since the new ones have come out on Switch and stuff like that. But I haven't really I haven't lamented missing any of them so far. And the one thing I really wish is I wasn't going to buy the Monster Hunter edition Nintendo Switch, but I would have loved for them to make the Joy-Cons separately because those things are fucking nice.
I'm gonna tie a whole bunch of stuff back together here for 2 seconds before I pitch my topic. My favorite special edition, I think, of all time is Modern Warfare. Going back to talk about Call of Duty. Working freaking night vision goggles. Holy crap.
I had those.
I wanted those. I still have them upstairs. I wanted those since the first time I saw Jurassic Park, and Tim takes the night vision goggles and looks at the T-Rex and whatever. Like that was a dream come true for me, and it was such a great day. I was traveling for work, and I was in Lethbridge, Alberta. And I got a phone call that my grandfather was cancer free. I got so excited by that I called or texted, I think, a girl that I had gone on like only a couple of dates with, and was just like, let's just lock this in. She's my wife now, and then I waited in line and got that special edition. And I didn't have my Xbox with me. I wasn't traveling with my Xbox. So I'm just sitting in a hotel room with all the lights off using my night vision goggles because I'm cool. And that was just like the best day ever. It was awesome.
It sounds like the best day ever. It's like the day that
good.
predicted your future,
Yeah.
It was pretty great. And the fact that I'm wearing a Jurassic Park shirt right now is weird. Pretty weird. So yeah, my favorite special edition ever for sure. But the topic that I had, kind of again tying into something that I talked about earlier. So we got a bunch of news about PSVR 2 launching next year. Good or bad? There's some good and bad in there, I'm sure, for any PSVR fans. I already talked about how much I love my Quest 2. We had the Meta Quest Connect yesterday, the day before, something like that, where they just talked about like all the things upcoming, the Quest Pro, all this exciting VR and AR stuff. I kind of want to know what you guys think of VR, AR, where this is going. And is it, most importantly, like, is it going to be mainstream this generation? Like, is PlayStation VR 2, Quest 2, like, is this the time that becomes mainstream? Or are we still a few years off from it being like, all right, dude, like, go off and play your Beat Saber, but no one else is really digging this, to like, when's this like big metaverse shift going to happen? And is it going to be specifically gaming, or is it going to be some other kind of killer app that people are like, no, this is the new way to do this, you got to do it now? I
think they're already trying to predict it as it being like a new way out, because like Facebook's been trying to advertise that like you can video chat with it on somehow, some way. So I feel like it's going to be not just gaming. I feel like gaming's their way to get in there, but it's going to be more like everyone kind of thing, but maybe like in a couple of years from now, probably not yet.
Yeah.
I think they want to push it, but not yet.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see this. I don't think this is the generation for it just yet. There's a lot of stuff, like, it's impressive, to a degree, but there's a lot of people that still have had a hard time like adopting to it. I'm one of those people that have a hard time adopting to it. It's a lot of physicality. Like, I think the idea of virtual reality is cool as shit, but it's the idea of physicality. And I mean, if I'm going to be like this uber nerd, like, I want my virtual reality to be like the fucking holodeck from Star Trek, and not some shit that's just on my head, because like, number one, I wear glasses. I have astigmatism, so the actual screen being that close up on my eyes and stuff, like, it actually messes with my depth of focus and stuff like that. So VR is definitely a hard thing for me to do right now. Like, I am going to try out the PlayStation VR 2 when it comes out for PS5. I will not be owning one but like I would, if I have a friend or something, I would definitely check it out. I know for sure, like one of my buddies that has more money they can deal with, will probably buy it. I'm pretty sure of it. But yeah, like I'm also one of those people, like I had a hard time watching 3D movies in theaters, and like when friends like, hey, let's go to the movies, I'm like, what movie are we going to see? What version?
Mm-hmm.
And they say 3D, I'm like, count me out. Stuff like that. Yeah,
I think they still have a long way. They still have to work out the kinks in it for sure.
Yeah, they have to work out the kinks of it. There's also a few things like there's when we see VR like in sci-fi and TV and stuff, we don't always see all these cables and stuff hooked up to people. We see people with headphones on, a headset on, controllers in their hand, they're just freehanding doing it, whatever and stuff like that. So like we need to cut the cords. First of all, there's that, but also like it has to be consistent across the board, and I'm not sure if that means that the companies that create VR need to invest more in the actual people who are developing in it, and not the other way around when the developers are investing in the technology and then still doing their stuff. I'm not sure which way it goes on that one, but I think I see it being more revolutionized. If I had to call a console generation out, probably PlayStation 6, PlayStation 7, and whatever Xbox decide they're going to call their stuff. It's probably going to be Xbox Platform Z, whatever their crazy ass naming system.
One of the things they announced yesterday was Game Pass is coming to the Quest store. So you're actually going to be able to hook up an Xbox controller to your VR headset and sit there, and again, just like I was watching The Boys in a massive theater screen, I'm going to be able to play Gears and Halo on a massive theater screen using my Xbox controller just in VR, streaming through the cloud. So and if I'm wondering if that's including like connecting to my console, or is it maybe just Game Pass? I'm not sure, but like if I can do like console streaming as well, I've had better luck with that than specifically cloud streaming. So like that could be, another really cool avenue of just, again, Xbox and Microsoft just being wherever.
I always forget that Microsoft and Facebook kind of have that contractual relationship with cloud gaming, and like,
yeah, they announced so many partnerships yesterday.
Yeah.
It was crazy. If you guys didn't see the Connect, like Office is coming to Quest. They're working on, I think like Skype or like what's the other one? Like
Teams.
Workspaces or the Teams is coming to Quest. They're integrating that with like Quest's workrooms and stuff like that. So like it's going to be crazy collaborative and like all this like Office stuff. And basically, yeah, they're super going to be super connected as companies too. It's pretty wild.
Yeah. I don't know. VR is always like this weird kind of thing that I've just never felt the need to explore. I mean, like the concept seems cool and everything. Like, that Iron Man game seemed really cool. If I were to get one, it would probably be a PlayStation VR, right? Like just because I don't have the setup for like one of the Steam headsets or like this MetaQuest Pro is like way out of my price range, right? But like,
it's crazy.
I think
what's scary about that is like they announced the price for the MetaQuest Pro, and we're still sitting here waiting for a price on PSVR 2, and it's like, oh my god, like they just threw out $1,500 as a price tag for that thing, and we're sitting here praying at best that the PlayStation VR 2 comes out at $400.
Yeah, and like, it's weird because you look at the specs in the PlayStation VR 2 or whatever, and people are like, they're looking at the MetaQuest 2 and they're like, oh, it'll probably be around $400 or $450 because that's what the MetaQuest Pro or 2 is. But like, it's better, right? And now the MetaQuest Pro gives them all this wiggle room, and it's like this thing could be like $600 or $700 easy,
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
PSVR 2 has a higher resolution screen than even the Quest Pro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that thing is gonna be pricey. I would not be super surprised if it was the same price as a PS5, possibly more. Like there is
can they
justification for making it more. I don't.
I mean, I guess they already
now
raised
that Quest
the price.
Pro is out. Like,
yeah, I guess
I'll be honest with you. I think this is why Sony already knows what the price is going to be. This is why they've been gun shy about making an announcement. They already know what the price is going to be, and because the Quest went up $100 like what last month, and now they've got a Pro version coming out that's almost 3 times the price.
Yeah.
And so like Sony already knows what the price tag is, but now they're really scared to like reveal it, because now people are going to have absolute sticker shock. Like if it's the same price as the PS5 or even more expensive than the PS5, they're not going to get a lot of people buying it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder if PlayStation's like probably scared of trying to release it because the Quest is still such a good like VR to start with in general, kind of like they're working out all the kinks and whatnot. But then this is PlayStation's second one that they're doing, so it's like, oh, we're gonna drop it, we're gonna make it a Pro or whatever, but then it's going to be exactly the same as the Meta Quest 2, and that's what they're probably scared of. Is they're trying to figure out how to make it as cool so they can do the higher pricing again.
I think you're onto something with that one.
Yeah.
I just hope they know what they're doing, because they've not that like anything that they've slipped up on, right, is like has stopped the PlayStation 5 from selling, but like everything they're doing with the PlayStation VR is like a Vita memory card situation. It feels like we're like, hey, by the way, don't look at the memory cards that are like it's the same price as the console. Look how cool the Vita is.
Yeah. And it's so much. It'd be easier to justify a higher price if it was backwards compatible, and I think that's where they're shooting themselves in the foot with PSVR. Like, you could have launched this product and said, okay, here's something that's just as expensive for close to as expensive as a PS5, but you have this massive back catalog of games, and we're doing the next generation of awesome VR experiences just for PSVR 2. So here it is, enjoy, and it comes with Moss Book 2 or something like that. And instead, they're like, hey, PSVR owners, buy our new thing, and
I think
your games again.
I think the major problem is like they probably, I don't know. Sony's had this weird relationship with backwards compatibility. Like they're in backwards compatibility, then they were out, and now they're back in backwards compatibility. And I think their plans for PSVR 2 did not coincide with the backwards compatibility plan that they magically manifested for PS5.
Right.
And so I think that's it. So they never had time to talk to the developers and the publishers of these previous games to like get that to see if that was a possibility. I'm pretty sure a lot of those studios are probably already closed down, or two, like they've moved on to different, bigger and better things and stuff. And some of them probably don't even have the assets or the resources to even go back to the older stuff.
But even Courty mentioned Iron Man VR, which was formerly a PSVR exclusive. Facebook just bought the company. It's coming to Quest 2. And Sony's not going to be like, oh, well, you got to, it might come out to PSVR 2, but
who did that? Camouflage?
On that point. I can't remember the developer's name.
I think Camouflage did it, and they did that really cool stealth game called Republic. That was really cool, and they actually made a VR version of that, which was super cool.
You are right, Camouflage.
Yeah. But yeah, this whole like backwards compatibility thing, and like, I don't know. I feel like in this day and age, it's just crazy that the PlayStation 3 is still like biting them in the ass, almost 20 years later because of the cell processor, right? Like it's just wild.
Can I be the bad guy here for a second?
Yes.
For a second.
Because I said this way back in like the original episodes of the Crossroads, like somewhere in between episodes 1 and 15, that like backwards compatibility is a nice thing to have until you have it in your hands.
Says the PC gamer. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Continue.
Okay,
who's actually the villain here?
Yeah, exactly. But no, I mean, if we're gonna talk about this stuff, like PS1 just turned 30 years old recently? No, they haven't. No, it's not that big. I want to say like 28.
It's 20. Let's see, 1994. So it's 28.
28 years old. Yeah. Yeah, because we would have saw like a big thing. I guarantee you, there's going to be special custom plates for PS5 when the 30th anniversary happens. But anyway, so 30 years ago, look at the landscape of gaming and stuff like that. 30 years ago, like we complained about how ugly Nintendo 64 and PS1 games looked back in the day. So we're not even going to talk about Sega Saturn games, stuff like that. It wasn't until Dreamcast, PS2, Xbox and stuff came out that these polygonal based games started looking really good. Because you notice like companies like Square Enix were like half in, half out. Like they still were releasing sprite based games, which was kind of saving saving grace for why people continue to buy games and stuff like that. But when it comes to backwards compatibility, like it's kind of weird and funky because it's like, okay, yeah, I understand we have the nostalgia, stake of it, which I love, because like I play emulators like it's nobody's business and stuff like that. But when you look at where that technology is at versus what we have right now, we have games that can't even sync up properly because we have TVs and monitors that have like astronomical refresh rates and stuff like that, and games and y'all did y'all see what happened when what game was it? The Tales game that's getting ready to come out. They tried to unlock
Symphonia?
the 30. Yeah, Tales of Symphonia. They tried to unlock the locked frame rate at 30 frames per second, and the game could not play right. And it was because the game was hard coded to the game was hard coded to only play at 30 frames per second and stuff like that. So when you unlock the cap and stuff like that, even all these fancy tricks that you have now with monitors that have like G-Sync and FreeSync and like our TVs we can variable refresh rates and all this stuff. It wasn't even the fact that the game itself was unplayable because the fundamentals of the game couldn't even work on that frame rate and stuff like that. So
really?
I feel like and let's look at it like
it's the same reason why Dark Souls was broken on PC too, right? Because like the damage and the like statistics of all the armor and weapons were tied to the frame rate, and like that means everything broke 2 or 3 times as fast. Like it's crazy. Like
here's a pro tip for people who play Monster Hunter Rise on PC: lock your frame rate at 30 frames. The game is easier. The game is easier. I play at 120 frames, and guess what? This game whips my ass, and I'm a professional Monster Hunter player. But I mean, going back to the whole backwards compatibility thing, I feel like it's wanting it is always great. Having it is not so nice. You know what I mean? Because like there are some games that are going to excel and play nice and stuff like that. And yeah, you're right, Courty. The PS3, the cell processor, all those games are on that processor. Biting them in the ass, which is why like I enjoy the fact that like Microsoft with the Xbox One and Sony with PS4 finally broke the architecture and basically everything's the same the x86 architecture style now. So like it's number one, it's supposed to be easier to port the console games to PC and vice versa. Which like still companies fail at that shit for some reason.
It's all about the hard drives now, though, right? Like. I mean, PlayStation's tuning. Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing that when PlayStation 5 came out and said they had that super, fast hard drive, like it like can change speed depending on what assets need loaded in or whatever, right?
Yes.
And like, I'm like, this is a cool thing that probably only Sony is going to use, and I wonder how many third-party games are A, going to utilize it, or B, like, is this in some weird way going to be the PlayStation 5 cell processor, which again, not that big of a deal, right? But like, it's definitely not that bad, but like it could
hard drive technology is
but like, I wonder if even though Sony's hard drive is technically better, if Microsoft made the right move in making like a more standard SSD because of third party games, because a lot of third-party games do run better on Xbox. And I'm not smart enough to know if the hard drive has anything to do with it or if it's like the amount of RAM or whatever inside, right? But like, it's always like every time Sony announces something's just a little bit different, I'm like, ooh, are you sure? Yeah.
Well, But honestly, only like the tech enthusiasts are going to know. This is why we run the Digital Foundry. This is why we run the Hardware Unboxed. On
this
YouTube
is why I run to you, because I need to know.
I'm not. Even though I work in IT, like in tech, I'm not the best person for that. No, like I mean, like maybe talk to me when I get when I get the RTX 4090 graphics card or something. Maybe talk to me then. But no, I mean, so yeah, like like honestly, like I get it. Like we get so swept up in the emotion of like the older games and stuff like that. Shit, they're like I just sparked up Final Fantasy Tactics again on my PS Vita, the PSP version, and it was and like I get it, I understand it, but like when you look at like we have ginormous ass televisions now, stuff like that. You really want to play your damn PS1 game on a damn 75-inch like OLED television? Come on, guys.
Did you see that viral video going around of somebody loading up a PS1 on like a 38?
That was Sony. That was Sony that did that. That was Sony. Yeah.
I saw it on Twitter today at work, and I was like, "Oh
yeah.
my gosh, that's like."
Yeah. Wait, no, I shared it with you guys.
Did you? Maybe that's how I saw it. I clicked on the link.
I shared it with you guys because I was like, it was like a chill ran down my spine hearing like the PlayStation 1 startup sequence.
Yeah, you're right. There it is, right there in my messages. All right.
Yeah. Okay, so
LeRon
who doesn't pay attention to who?
LeRon gets credit. Continue.
All right, so circling back to the whole thing about virtual reality, I think virtual reality still has a way to go. It is impressive though, because like when you think about like how VR was back in the days when we go to the arcade and there's a hologram game and stuff like that. Yeah, we've come a long way now and stuff like that, and it's cool. Like we're past like the glorified like laser tag stuff. We had to put a whole damn helmet on to get a VR experience. Like like back, and that was back in the 2000s. Like the early 2000s. It wasn't even like in the 90s. So. Yeah, but I still feel like for it to become a household thing, like there's still a ways to go. Honestly, yeah, it's fun, it's great. Like I love Beat Saber. Whenever I can play it, and my eyes don't go all crossed trying to play it. But yeah, like they've got ways to go on that. Like these crazy ass price points. Now like shit, like the Oculus Pro costing as much as some people's gaming computers and stuff like that. That's insane. Yeah. That's insane. The Oculus Pro is the same price as a freaking RTX 3090 graphics card. That's insane.
Yeah. Are you for someone with like visual troubles with with VR and the headset situation? Are you more interested in AR, where like you're not quite as immersed, but they're instead of playing it on your TV, maybe you could project a giant screen, or you could have extra elements of a game, or that kind of thing. Is that a more interesting technology for you, or
augmented reality?
Do you see that taking up a little bit more?
Yeah, augmented reality is really cool. I feel like that's the innovation that really needs to like jump off. In all honesty, because like I've done AR stuff on my I've done AR stuff on my phone and my tablet. I've done AR stuff in like actual like tech facilities that are designed for AR and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Because just like cloud gaming, there's always a latency factor, and stuff like that, and things like that. And that's something that I feel like they can solve that problem pretty quickly if they put the resources into getting around it and stuff like that. AR is cool as shit, and number one, like it doesn't. The other problem I have with VR, and this is on a personal level, is I have a bad problem with spatial awareness. Like, because like basically having the stuff on my head, basically, is you might as well be putting me in sensory deprivation to a certain degree, because like I'm one of those people, like I kind of like to know my surroundings and stuff like that. So you do that, and I'm also the guy that gets 3D motion sickness when I play first person shooter games that are way too twitchy. Yeah. So it's a bad time for me, overall. And I'm not, and like I'm saying that for myself, so people don't think that I'm just like shitting on VR technology, because I think it's cool as hell. Like if I could partake in it and actually enjoy it better, I would definitely be a champion for it. I technically am a champion for it. It's just that I feel like for everybody to be able to enjoy it, like there's some things that need to be worked on.
Yeah, I'm on the LeRon train on this, because it's basically VR at this current time is self-limiting, because I want to play Super Hot in VR. Like I love that game. But the problem
that's a game I know for sure would just flatten me. I would be on the floor sick.
But I just get sick when I attempt VR, which is odd, because I don't get car like motion sickness, like I don't get seasickness.
Me neither.
When I attempted VR when I was in Japan, I couldn't handle it. So that has nothing to do with like not wanting to. If I could afford a VR set, I couldn't, because if I bought it, then I would just get sick and never play it. And I don't know the percent population of people that would get motion sickness from VR. It's just unfortunate. I feel like that's just probably limiting, again, in addition to pricing, depending on what PSVR 2 goes. But I am a big fan of seeing AR, develop. I think that might be a little bit more accessible to more people, but that's just kind of my 2 cents.
I was really surprised when I got a little motion sick from VR, like the first time trying. And it's not everything. It's like first person shooters. And I find it's if my character's moving and it's not like Beat Saber stuff's coming towards me, I'm fine. As soon as my character's moving, I'm like, my body's like, you're not moving this way. And it's the same thing as like the Harry Potter ride in Universal. There's a screen, there's a moment in that one where I think you're in like the Quidditch or something like that. And the screen's going this way, but your car is actually moving sideways, and it instantly makes me sick. And I find for VR, at least, positioning myself like I'm skateboarding, for some reason makes that slightly better. I don't know. I have no idea why that works.
Actually, that makes sense, because like when I notice when I play Beat Saber, I kind of like hunch down. I don't know. I think it's because like there's certain things where you have to like actually like manually duck and stuff like that. And so I just kind of like stay in that position. So, but yeah, Beat Saber doesn't beat me up as badly as like some of these other VR games do. There was one of the Star Wars games that I tried because they had it on display at Best Buy. I tried it and I was like, oh no, I can't. I'm sorry. And there was like a rock climbing one on the Quest. That was kind of cool until the fact that like my goofy ass actually was looking like I was trying to climb something. So yeah.
All good until you're hanging off the roof in Best Buy, like, how the hell did I get up there?
Yeah.
Right. Oh man, I actually think the last time I used VR was there used to be like a pavilion at Epcot in Disney World where they had all kinds of VR stuff, and this was like in the late 90s, I think, and I'm just like, oh cool, I'm hang gliding. Let's go ride Figment, I guess. Like it just. But back then, like it looked like you were playing like the graphics in VR in the late 90s looked like a bad version of Star Fox on Super Nintendo, right? It was all polygonal, no textures, just like, I don't know, probably the frame rate was terrible. I don't know. I had a headache when I was done, but also I was like 10 or 12 when I did it, so so yeah, I mean, like I guess I would dabble in VR. I've never had access to it, right? Like, so like I just don't think about it.
Yeah.
It is definitely daunting to get into, especially with so many people saying like, I've got motion sickness, or I can't handle this, or I can't handle that. It's like, even the cheapest standalone version, like the Quest 2 or something like that, it's like, are you really going to drop several $100s on something that might make you puke all over your floor?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think VR though is like, I think it's cool because like you're going to be able to like, outside of games, I think is probably where it's going to thrive once that technology gets better, right? Where you could probably train a pretty decent medical staff through VR, or you could go visit somewhere super far away that you don't have the money or the means to do, right? Or those types of things are things that I think about when VR is going to be something truly special when they get that. Like, games is like the proof of concept, right? But the rest of it's just kind of like, this is what we're doing,
Yeah.
I love that part of the Quest. Like, Todd and I hung out and talked about some co-op mode stuff, but also just like, I set up a theater in the woods in an app, and we just watched Rick and Morty on like a giant floating screen in the woods. And there was like a campfire, and Rick and Morty was on, and we watched a few episodes and just like shot the shit about our show. And then like what, we're planning on doing and coming up, a couple of things that we have in the pipeline, but like also just like hung out. And we live in literally different countries. And so like that part of it is really cool and didn't make me motion sick because we were just like sitting on a log watching Rick and Morty and talking. And at one point he turned himself, accidentally hit randomize on his avatar and turned himself into a very busty Viking with a beard. And it was awkward hearing Todd's voice coming out of that avatar.
Oh man, that's funny. That's pretty funny. Now I'm gonna have to say something to him about that the next time I talk to him, which will be next week because he's coming on the show next week. So,
Awesome.
That's funny. Yeah, that sounds super cool, especially like you said, if you know someone or have family that lives far away, it's like a cool way to hang out and kind of be in the same space without being in the same space. And like, I know everybody likes to make fun of the metaverse, but that's kind of like the cool part about it is like you can just be with your friends. Like, you know, me, LeRon, and Stephanie all live in separate parts of the country, but like we could all just hang out and, I don't know, stare at our fake selves, I guess. I don't know.
Keep hitting randomize on the characters so that y'all can see who's
Yeah, LeRon, I need you to be a big
characters you get.
busty Viking woman.
They just call me Wilhelmina.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh, good topic, Mark.
Thanks. And I have to say, like, I like VR. I like the technology, but it's tough to recommend to a lot of people, right? So I wanted to. There's a captive audience of at least 5 gamers here. I wanted to see what you guys kind of thought of the space and like where you think it's going, like especially like you just said, like the metaverse thing. Like, hopefully you don't need to go into a VR headset to go on that. Like, real, like for me, the perfect kind of metaverse thing would be like if I'm in VR and you're on your PlayStation and LeRon's on his PC and we can all go hang out and have the same thing. And like Fortnite, I think, is the closest thing we kind of have to that Ready Player One. Like, here's Master Chief and the Joker beating the shit out of like, you know, some Shark Man and a Grim Reaper. Like that's, you know, like it's just that's probably the closest we have to that kind of vision for it. Yeah. But it's something that excites me, but I think it's still early stages. I don't think we're anywhere close to like where it's going to be kind of considered anywhere close to mainstream.
Yeah, the sad thing too is like all these companies are going to want their own, so it's never going to succeed because there's going to be about 3,000 of them, right?
Yeah.
And that's one thing I have to commend Facebook. Like Facebook, or Meta, I guess now, like say what you will about them, but like a lot of the stuff that they announced yesterday, they're like, we're baking this into our API. We're doing this open source. Like we're just, you know, we want this to be available here, there, and everywhere. And that's their teaming with Microsoft again. And like I said, and there even Horizons, like where you can go and like hang out and watch a comedy show with your little avatar friends and stuff. That's going to be on like mobile and desktop, like browser based. So like anyone's going to be able to jump in, whether you're, like I said, wearing a headset or just here.
Yeah.
So that part's like commendable because I think they know that it's like Stephanie said, like pretty self-limiting.
Yeah. That's going to be the hard part, is getting everybody else on board onto the same one. That's, you know, theoretically, like, I like to make fun of the metaverse just as much as everybody else because it sounds stupid and Mark Zuckerberg looks like a robot. But like theoretically, like it's cool. Like the concept is cool. It's just getting everybody on board to be, hey, I mean, it's the Netflix thing, right? Where everybody was like, cool, yeah, Netflix, that's cool, let's do that. And then everybody's like, let's do our own.
Yes.
You know?
And now you have to have Hulu, Apple Plus, ESPN, Peacock. Discovery, Peacock, Paramount, Rakuten. It's like,
did you see my tweet last night?
No.
I was like, not me about to create a Plex server because I am tired of having subscribed to like these every damn service just to watch something.
It might
like,
be cheaper at this point.
I want to watch a fucking episode of Battlestar Galactica. And like I was like, I know it's on Peacock, so I go to Peacock, and I could have sworn the last time I was on Peacock, it was available to the free version, and it's not. And I'm like, y'all are some. I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting so sick of it.
the other day, like, a couple weeks ago, I think we talked about this on the show before, but like, I wanted to watch Indiana Jones randomly, and I didn't feel like walking to my office to go get a DVD. So I'm like, cool, I'll pop on Disney Plus because
It's on Disney Plus, right? Isn't it?
no, it's on Paramount Plus because Paramount distributed the first 4 movies.
Yeah.
What I don't get is that you pay for the subscription, but then you got to go on top of your subscription and pay for the extra, like the movies that you were just talking about, how you had to pay for it. Like, why? If I'm paying for the subscription, why do I have to pay for the movie?
Yeah, I mean, I think...
I just learned something really like I'm like Disney Plus is on some bastardy shit right now. Because apparently all the Disney Plus like original like shows and movies and stuff, they're not gonna put those on Blu-ray or digital media.
Mm-mm.
They're gonna stay behind the paywall. So I'm like, you know what?
I bet they do eventually when they do like a big box set, right? But that's gonna be the only way you can get it is in like the what is it? What's this one called? The Multiverse Saga box set to get the TV shows in it, right? Like
it's some bullshit. That's what it is.
It's their business, man.
Maybe
Look,
they didn't get enough viewings for it to be sold as like DVDs or Blu-rays or.
The mouse will get you, man. The mouse, he's gonna get you, right? We're going.
Not if I get him first.
We're going to Disney in a few weeks, and
good. I have a laundry list of shit that I want you to pick bones with it.
And it's just like I was looking at all this like stuff today because a bunch of stuff came out about Disneyland today about their price increases and stuff, and it's just like, man, this is just it's so expensive all the time. Like everything is just expensive now. It's just part of life, you know. And like we just bought for my daughter for like Christmas / Hanukkah, we got her Disney on Ice tickets for January, and it's just for like the 3 of us to go. It's like almost $150. I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy, but like.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, and like I don't mean this to be a sad thing, but it's kind of sad. I just finally did all my bookkeeping and the math, and I realized that I cannot afford to take my son to Disney next year. And that was my goal the entire year to save up for, and it's like I cannot afford it. So I'm looking into Super Mario Land when it opens up at Universal Studios.
Universal's not much better.
Yeah. I know, but I'm like maybe because I checked the website at Universal for California, it's like $100 for one day, or am I just?
Here I am a single, well, not single. I'm sorry. Here I am an unhitched person with no kids, and I'm sitting there like I can't even take my kids to Disney now.
Right.
Yeah, it's
like that's a vacation. That's literally a vacation for me. Like, so you know, I was like, and it's one of those pricey vacations. Like, if I don't get like this nice ass package from like a travel agency, like I'm not going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's you know, plus man, I don't even want to talk about it because like
you still have your other expenses to worry about. You still got to worry about eating. You know, you still got to worry about like if you're going to spend money on gas while you're out there and stuff like that. You know, like
or stay the night or
yeah.
Thank God they have like transportation that takes you everywhere that's free, like, you know, because it's just like, oh my gosh,
I'm telling you, like OnlyFans is looking more and more like the thing to do.
LeRon's like, I'm setting up my own magical place on Earth so I can go to the magical place on Earth.
I love it.
How much you think Disney will cost in the metaverse? You think it'll still cost the same price?
Yes.
To
digitally
ride
Absolutely,
Space
yes.
Mountain.
Hang on, let me. What's a typical Disney World like when people go to Disney World? How many days do they stay?
Usually like a week. I would say about a week.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to Disney World's website right now.
And that's your first mistake. You don't go to Disney's website.
Well, I want to see what they say on the website and then see what happens.
You might want to add an extra $500.
Also, you're gonna have to like schedule something like
Well, I
6
don't
to
wanna-
9 months from now to even
Well,
get a
I don't
price.
Well, what I'm trying to do is not ask you how much you spent for you and your family, because it's a family of 4 right now, right?
Here's the thing. My parents are taking us. So
Hey.
Oh, cheat codes. Okay.
yeah, I got grandma
Okay.
loves grandma loves my kids, so
Yeah, that's how we're going to the Renaissance Festival this month.
yeah, it's
Renaissance
but
Festival.
the
Where are you based out of? Sorry to interrupt.
Houston.
Houston. I might,
Yeah.
because I'm going to Texas in a couple weeks, so I think we're gonna go.
You
Oh
should
my
go
gosh. I need
the
to make
30th.
Okay.
That's when I'm going, so.
Nice.
And we'll take
Sorry.
pictures and we'll eat chicken legs.
LeRon, just to like answer you, the most expensive part of our trip is actually the flights to get there right now.
There's that too, because I'm sure as hell not driving.
Yeah, it's closer for you though.
It is closer to me, but here's the thing about it. Like, I hate the 6.5-hour drive just from my house to my mom's house.
It's fair.
So like I'm not gonna do 14 hours from here to Florida.
That's probably a good decision. Yeah. So, all right. Well, could talk about Disney. I'm always up for talking about
I
that.
know. I
Yeah,
know
we're
for
all
sure.
bummed
Trying to
out.
see how long it'd take me to drive there. Hold on.
Oh gosh,
I
it
know-
would take you
I
like
know for sure somebody just like clutched their pearls and was like, he doesn't want to drive to his mom's house. I know someone's clutching their pearls hearing that right now.
LeRon. If it makes you
Oh.
feel better, I don't want to drive to my mom's house, and it's 30
Hey,
minutes
she lives
from
in the
here.
same town.
It's 30 minutes from here. So
Anyone want to take a guess how long it'd take me to drive down to
I
Disney?
have
I would
no
say
clue.
10 days.
32-ish hours.
Holy shit.
We'll
Sorry.
play the lottery
like
right now.
like bang on 32 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Courtney just
You just, like, creeping me
Courtney
on,
just
like,
knows it's a
Google
Courtney just
Maps or
knows it's-
what, man? That's like
right? Yeah,
so
like,
spot on.
he's
Holy
got his
crap.
eye on you.
Yeah. Like that is like 1 day, 8 hours. Yeah, that is
He's already Google
all right.
searched it. He knows where your address
I'm
is.
not. I'm actually trying to answer LeRon's question of how, like, what the cheapest week-long vacation would be, but their website sucks, so it just doesn't work. Like 80%
Well,
of the
just-
time, it just doesn't work.
Well, yeah, if you figure it out later, just let me know.
Nah, I'm already bored.
I mean, I'm dating a college professor, so like technically, I've
Yeah,
got
you
much.
could get a free trip anytime you want. Just tell him to
Yeah.
to have his TA
Oh, we-
teach the class
we-
for a week, and you guys can go.
We go round and round because you guys have heard me say it. It's like you have the doctor title in front of your name. Like you're already worth more. What's the word?
Your net worth.
Yeah, your net worth is already higher than me, some like IT guy that he's like, you're in tech though. So I'm like, yeah, but I'm not in the side of tech that invents stuff. I'm not gonna create the next iPad.
You could. Not with that attitude.
No, I
though.
can't. No, I can't.
By the way, pro tip: anybody who wants to go to Disney, you should stay at Pop Century because you don't have to share buses, and the Skyliner takes you to 2 parks.
Sick.
And
Pop Century is where I stayed last time. It's fantastic.
that's where we're staying
Yeah.
too. Although I'm worried it's going to be a little cramped with 4 of us in there, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, my kids are small-ish. They can sleep
Yeah,
in
it's
the
fine.
drawers.
Yeah.
Very good.
You think your son's gonna do all right there?
He'll be fine. He's just going to sit in the stroller and point at stuff. Maybe
And
ride.
freak out.
Maybe ride Winnie the Pooh or Peter Pan or Small World or something. But
Wait, speaking of Winnie the Pooh, are they going forward that travesty of a movie?
yeah, the horror movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you see the Grinch one that's coming out?
yeah. I saw like a thing for that.
It's called The Mean One because the
Yeah.
Grinch is in public domain now,
Oh wow.
and
Another horror movie?
it's a horror movie, and the Grinch is the killer.
Oh,
It's called
I have
The
not
Mean
seen
One.
this.
Also, that movie with the guy from Stranger Things, the Santa movie, Violent Night.
That one looks
Yeah.
good.
That movie looks pretty good. Also, a lot of cheesy one-liners in that trailer. I'm like, I'm in for this. I will watch this. I won't watch, the classics like Jaws or Alien or whatever other movies.
Actually, I'm not gonna force you to watch the Alien movies because like the Alien series is the one that when I was a kid gave me night terrors. But then again, I had no business at like 11 years old watching those movies in the first place. But if you want someone to watch the movies with, I will say I will watch them with you. But I'll
in VR. Can we put a big screen?
Oh hell no! I can't. I won't even play Resident Evil 7 in VR. What makes you think I'm going to watch Alien in VR?
I don't know.
Set it up in the dark woods.
Speaking of, did Alien Isolation ever get a VR version? Because that would be scary as hell.
Yes, it did. Actually, no, it never got an actual VR. But there's like a source code for it in VR that people can download.
Of course.
Nope.
Nope.
That was the most harrowing Halloween gaming experience for me. What was that? Was that a year ago? Was it 2 years ago? I can't remember. That was 2 years ago because like last year I tried to do Dead Space and I need to be trying to do Dead Space again this year, but whatever.
Oh wait, what happened, LeRon? We're almost halfway.
Yeah, I know. We're almost halfway through the month. I know.
He's doing 2 24-hour streams. That's what's happening.
Nah, ain't nobody got time for that. And I would definitely wind up being single if I did that.
That's not true.
Do the sleeping streams?
What's that?
Do the sleeping streams where like you're asleep? He's gonna come poke you and go, "What are you doing?" I'm streaming.
I'm gaming.
Wow.
Yeah, but Nah, scary games in VR definitely a no for me.
Okay. Well, I think that's going to do it. Great topics. Great talks about everything. Mark, really appreciate you joining us tonight. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you? And I would argue the best podcasting network on the internet.
Well, thank you for that. I think you guys are an example of that for sure yourself. So, people, I think people are already on, if they're watching this, they're already at the best network, or at least one of them on the internet. But thank you for including us in that. I really appreciate all the support. You always shout us out, and it always just makes my day. So thank you so much. But you can find me personally at _Canardian pretty much everywhere. So that's like Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. And you can find Secret Friends Unite at Secret Friends U on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, wherever, and find all our podcasts on any kind of podcast service or on YouTube. And Matt, thank you so much. It was so nice to hang out with all of you and to chat for a little while. It's been really fun. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome back anytime, obviously. I love you guys. You know that. Todd and I have been friends for a long time. And then obviously, we met through our Nintendo podcasts way back in the day. So, yeah, I love you guys. It's always great to podcast with you guys. I know it's rare, but when we do, it's a good time.
It's like a special treat.
It is. It's special treat. That's the name of the episode, a special treat.
A special treat. Yeah.
Courty, thanks for hanging out with us tonight as well. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter. It's Courty _Yikes.
Stephanie.
People can find me on the internet at Klimov, KLIMOV _author on Twitter and Instagram. My articles on bossrush.net and most episodes of After Dark when I'm dying again.
LeRon?
As always, you can look me up, Exodus803 on social media, YouTube, Twitch. That's my PlayStation Network ID as well as my Steam ID. And don't forget, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube channel, the Crossroads Video Game Podcast, where we talk about PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. And little some other stuff. Sometimes Nintendo. Sometimes.
We had a good talk about Nintendo when I was on the other day. So.
Yeah.
You can find me at I am Courty at HD on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me on Nintendo Pow Block, on Standard Definition, on Tower Casuals, the Destiny Podcast, and various other things here on the Boss Rush Network. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening. And until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Take care.
Ooh.